Good morning, Washington. Baltimore to all the ships at sea. It's the 6th of April, 2013. How are you all doing? I am fine. Coming Sunday. The greatest TV drama of all time, says Rolling Stone. Mad Men, the sixth season? I don't know, something like that. The penultimate season. They got one more season after this. I think it's the sixth season. But notice this, one way. And where's the arrow pointing? Toward Don Draper. And it's pointing down. Hank Stuyver, Hank Stuyver in the Washington Post gave this a review yesterday and said it's a very dark season. And I expect that. Interesting, though, this is from the New York Times yesterday. The only newspaper that really matters. Washington Post, so let me go. We've got the new real estate section of Saturday's paper, the tabloid. Obviously, they did some ad deals to kind of make it look kind of fat because the real estate section, when it was a broadsheet section of weeks previous, was pretty thin. Thin. So we shall see. But otherwise, one nice thing about the Washington Post, it doesn't stress your fingers too much anymore because it's so light. 14-page A section with few ads in it. The style section today, Saturday style section, has three whole stories in them. That's it. 3 whole stories in it. Wow. And let's see, sports. Do we have any ads in sports today? I don't think so. Are there any ads in the National Public Radio sports section? There's no ads in it. So what do you do if you're the editor of FishbowlDC and you have a $2 million defamation suit hanging over your head? What do you do? You spend all day Friday writing up oysters. Man. This is mediocre bistro at its finest. Here's Betsy Rothstein. Look at it. She takes all the people that read. It's sort of like little cadre of people that. She has a dozen people that she likes over there, or likes to pick on, and then she makes oyster jokes about all of them. Let's see, Luke Russert and Emily Miller, and of course Matthew Boyle. And I guess she must have spent 3 or 4 hours doing that. Now it got no likes on Facebook, 3 tweets, and no comments. So. Hey, I'll tell you, man, I don't know what's up with this fishbowl. It is so lame looking, and I guess they think that we're going to write really snarky, cute stuff, and it just all falls completely flat, and it's embarrassing, and it's just, oh, man. Woo! But that begins our Saturday weekly wrap-up of the idiot news blogs, capital media news blogs in the Washington, Baltimore area. What's Erik Wemple up to this week, huh? Erik, did he get any hits? I think he had a couple vacation days, didn't he? Those Washington Posties, yeah. Hey, nothing. Erik was on vacation this week. Washington Posties get 12 weeks of vacation a year. I think maybe even Paul Farley's on vacation because I haven't seen much of him, one of his 12 weeks. That's how you run a newspaper and make money, right? David Zurawik. What's Dave up to these weeks? Great Orioles opening day victory deserved a better telecast from MASN. Ooh, he slammed MASN. No one wants to be a downer when writing about opening day. Let's see if I can get this thing without the damn Baltimore Sun's pay nag going on here. Let me click it off here. Oh, I know how to bypass it. So, But MASN's telecast of the home opener featuring Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer, and Mike Bordick was nowhere near worthy of the play on the field by the Orioles. Someone needs to tell the boys in the booth it's the Orioles who made the playoffs last year, not them, and it's time for them to raise their games. Oh! So there's David Zurawik with the the whip. David Zurawik, get your whip out. He's desperately trying to be relevant there as a media critic at the good old Baltimore Sun. Whatever. Two interesting little stories yesterday. Chilli Amar, I believe that's how you pronounce her name. She's been with Mix 107.3 for many, many moons. Kind of a sidekicky kind of person there for Rob, or is it Ron Carson? Rob Carson. He's the afternoon. He was the afternoon guy on Mix 107.3, and then they kind of moved him into middays for that other guy. What's his name? Marco Rubio there on Marco Rubio doing the afternoon shift there on Mix 107.3. So Rob Carson got the midday slot. But anyhow, Chilli has been working with Rob on Rob's show for many moons. And now Chilli is jumping over to Wash. So we hear that Chilli will be doing the mornings with Lou. So it's going to be, remember Lori Brooks used to be the Lou and Lori show. Lou Katz, the grizzled old radio vet who's 105, and this young chickie boo, Lori. Well, Lori had to go deal with some family problems, I think up in Pennsylvania or someplace. So she left the show earlier this year, leaving Lou all by himself. And Lou has been so lonely. He just sits in that studio and whimpers. And the people at Clear Channel there in Rockville, they feel sorry for him. So they got off their butts and they hired him a partner. So Chilli Amar will be the new co-host there on the W-Wash, the Wash morning show there. So I guess they're going to call it the Lou and Chilli show. I guess they're having a brainstorm there down in San Antonio at Clear Channel's headquarters. What should we call the Wash morning show now that Lou is paired with Chilli? How about the Lou and Chilli show? Chilli Lou. It's Chilli Lou. So anyhow, that's Wash, hey, they get great ratings. They really don't have to do much. Just keep their heads low profile, play the music. Some other interesting news. Danny Starr is going to be a new sidekick for Kane's morning show on Hot 99.5 and Z104.3 in Baltimore. I believe she's coming from a Minneapolis station. She replaces Sarah Fraser. Sarah is moving to New York City to become a TV star. That's what we hear. So, but the funny thing with Clear Channel, and I got to mention this, I guess they like to stick it to DCR TV, so they never, ever, ever send me their press releases. Ever. I'll pick up something. Somebody will send me something. Hey, did you hear on the Kane show this morning? Or did you hear what Elliot's doing? Or I'll see it some insignificant little trade publication, some little blurb, and then I write it up and pretend I got it first, whatever. But they will not send me their press releases. I guess that's just to stick it to me. But, or maybe they just have a really, really terrible PR person over there at Clear Channel DC, and that they just don't know that DCR TV is the most important local media news website in the whole world. Somebody told me, I can't confirm this, I didn't see it, but somebody told me that Don Geronimo said that DCR TV was the best local news radio website in the country, something like that. I don't know if he said that. They may just have been joshing with me, but if he did, thank you, Don. Appreciate it. Speaking about Don Geronimo, I really think he ought to be back on the air here in Washington. I just do. Probably not with CBS, because I don't think he would go well with CBS here in Washington. But, as I said, I did an April Fool's joke back in on April Fool's Day, and I said that I thought I said Don Geronimo would be hired as the afternoon man at WMAL because they're just relaying that old fat ass Sean Hannity who's boring as the day is long. WMAL needs something to kick it in the butt. The morning show is it's old. It just screams we're old. Old all over it. The station has old. They don't call themselves WOLD. Remember that old Harry Chapin song? WOLD, we are playing Larry and Brian in the morning and Russian Sean Hannity and the horrible Chris Plant. WOLD. Man, I mean, the station is just nonstop ads for maladies and stuff. I mean, every possible old age malady is advertised there on WMAL. It's sad. It's really sad. And I don't know. They need to shake the damn station up. Having Don Geronimo on there doing the afternoons, kind of doing a pop culture politics kind of shticky show. I think that would be a wonderful idea. But, put him... Don Geronimo doing mornings on ESPN 980. Mike and Mike, they're piped in from elsewhere. Put Mike and Mike on 570 or something, and put Don Geronimo and have him give him a show on ESPN 980. I really think that would jolt that station. Now, Don coming back east would be a problem because he's under contract to CBS out there in Sacramento, where he's doing the morning show at KHTK. So probably CBS would have some sort of contract hold on him and say, no, you can't. Worked for a competing station with CBS here in the Washington market. I don't know. But, as I've always said, we did feud over those years when he was doing the Don and Mike show. But, hey, he's a brilliant man, and he would be great on the radio here in Washington again, and I still say so. Jeff Wyatt. Remember that? Remember him? He's one of those guys that he just kind of, I don't know. I guess he was instrumental in the formation of Hot 99.5 back when it launched, before it got the Clear Channel cookie cutter stamp on it. But he's worked for Red Zebra and Clear Channel here in Washington. And last we heard he was doing some stuff for CBS All News or WNEW. Well, Jeff gets named Clear Channel's Charlotte Radio Cluster Operations Manager, and he'll also be doing some programming stuff for the Raleigh market. So he's down there in North Carolina. So there. All right, folks. Okay, Jane Henson passed away, too. Jane Henson was the wife of Jim Henson, Muppets creator, very famous man. Jim died in 1990, very tragically too young. But Jane and Jim worked at TOP-TV Channel 9 back in the early 50s, and then moved over to Channel 4 WRC. And he did a show called Sam and Friends with Puppets. The two met at University of Maryland. And they were the forerunner of the Muppets. And Jane, his wife, da-da-da, it reminds me of the Jetsons. Jane, she did a show for WRC called Afternoon, aimed at housewives back in the late 50s, early 60s. Jane passed away last Tuesday in Connecticut. She was 78. So it sounded like a really cool couple. Okay. All right. Oh my God, 13-minute mark. Way too long today. Thanks for watching Dave TV. Have a great weekend. This is the April 6th edition of Dave TV. Don't forget to help support the website. Send us a few bucks. If you got $5,000 laying around, send it to us. If you got a couple $5,000, oh my God, a couple $5,000 donations, I wouldn't have to beg for money the whole rest of the year. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be worth it? Hey, live long and prosper.